not drop a yins. I am from Pittsburgh, so I apologize. How are you all doing tonight? All right, but really, how are you guys actually doing tonight? How many of you guys came just because there were booths? How many of you are feeling stressed out or like you're spinning your wheels and not getting anywhere? Greg, how many are burned out?
Everybody.
Exactly. And yet if I ask you one-on-one how you're doing, your response would be something like, I'm good, I'm fine. Have you seen this meme? Everything's on fire. He's literally melting. He's like, I'm fine, I'm good, I got this. This is toxic positivity at its finest, and it's something I learned the hard way working in the oil and gas field industry. I was told these drill rigs run 24/7, and if I wanted to have a successful career, I needed to be on 24/7, which is impossible. I was sleep deprived, anxious, and yet if you asked me, I'm good, I'm fine, I'm faking it till I make it, right? And why did I do this? Because I didn't want to be the weak woman in the male-dominated oil and gas industry. I didn't want to be the weak link, the one that couldn't keep up. But this is exhausting. Not only were the demands of the job overwhelming and nearly impossible, but the keeping up the fake facade and always being positive was completely draining. I finally had enough. All the demands of the job, people pulling me in different directions, pretending I was okay when I wasn't. I said enough is enough. And I left the oil and gas field industry. I went out on my own and I studied everything I could. I am certified as a personal trainer, health coach, nutrition coach, positive psychology practitioner, and a corporate wellness specialist, and more beyond that. Through that, I learned I can fight fire with fire. I beat burnout with B.U.R.N. The first step is to be authentic. You have to take your own mask off first. When someone comes up to you and goes, hey, how you doing today? Be honest. Tell them, I'm exhausted. I was helping my kid with his science fair project till 2 o'clock in the morning, and there's not enough coffee on earth that's going to get me through this. What we find is people take hold of that. They empathize. You'll hear, oh, I remember those days with my kids. In there, I am too. I was up late binge watching Netflix or working on a project, right? Now we're getting real. You know, this isn't a whining and complaining and moaning session. We're human. We have good days. We can share those. We also have bad days. We can share those. And then we as leaders, once those masks come off, we need to dig in and understand the situation. What's going on? What's at the root cause of this situation? What is it causing? What's the domino effect? Is this situation something that's energizing your employees? Is this lifting them up, giving them confidence? Do they feel they can take on the world? Or is this something that is dragging them down and causing stress, anxiety, depression, burnout? You know, is this a situation that we can solve in the workplace? Is this something going on with a leader, a coworker, a project? Or is this something going on at home with maybe a spouse, a child, a loved one? What's the situation? Once we fully understand the situation, then we can recognize the needs. What does this person need at this moment? Is this the employee that caught every green light on the way to work or feels like they can take on the world? Great, give them that difficult client. Have that tough conversation about their productivity. But if this was an employee that just got a terrible medical diagnosis, what they need is support. They need empathy. They need you to be able to walk up and say, hey, don't worry about PTO. Go home. Handle that situation. Come back tomorrow. We'll deal with whatever needs to be dealt with tomorrow. As we're recognizing our needs, we need to nurture our employees' growth. It has been found that people who have a growth mindset have a higher mental resiliency, meaning they can handle stress and burnout much better than those with a fixed mindset. You can put people in a growth mindset by asking lots of open-ended questions. What do you have right now that you can do? What skills do you have? What support do you have? What are 2 obstacles you have to overcome? What's the time you were in this situation before? What can I or this organization do to help you right now in this moment? From there, I want you to stoke the fire. This is a burn that continues. You continually be authentic. Understand your employee situation, recognize their needs, and nurture their growth by asking the right questions. So I'm going to ask you again, and I want you to take that first step into being authentic. How are you doing tonight? My name's Megan. Thank you so much for having me today.